Alright, let's get ready to do this. This is a video about Stormgar the Transmuter Wizard. He's a villain that I've used in several of my campaigns, and he is all about bringing the chaos. It's a little bit of Odin in there, a little bit of Merlin, a bit of Gandalf, but probably on their darker sides. And he's not evil per se, but he doesn't like how society has formed, and he wants to change it, and that may bring him into conflict with other parties. And I'm offering this villain up to the community for them to have a look at, and hopefully they might be able to use it in their campaign if they like this sort of adventure. It's also going to be a chance to build a transmuter mage from levels 1 to 20. So if you're interested in looking at a wizard build, that's something that we can check out together. Please subscribe, like and click if you'd like to keep up to date with this. Especially this will be a thread, and this video in particular will only go through the first level. So, as a young boy, Stormgar suffered a terrible loss involving the death of his parents somehow and left him destitute. It's not like Harry Potter though. He doesn't get adopted by his auntie and uncle and invited into the wizard school. So we're going to have a look at Stormgar, and he's basically living on the streets, looking after himself in medieval times in a fantasy world, probably in a city of some kind, although as an adult and a villain in your adventure he's going to have probably a wizard's tower and maybe different places, maybe not all of them on this plane. So he isn't a monster though. He's sympathetic to the poor and destitute. He doesn't respect law and order. He doesn't think that law and order is good. He thinks that law and order serves the powerful, and he has a grudge against the powerful. He's probably got a bit of vendetta to do, or maybe he already achieved that and now maybe he got his revenge for his parents' death, and he has moved on, and now he's just got nothing to do, and the party sort of gets his attention, or perhaps they're involved in the death of his parents indirectly, or they are working for the people that were involved in that, or they just represent those people in some way. But he's going to make them pay. So let's begin the build. Basically, he's a variant human. I know that I like variant humans and I use them a lot. I promise that in the future, one of my future builds, and some more of them will be non-human. I'll deliberately do some non-human ones, but for Stormgar, he works as a human, and in the games that I've played him, he's always been human. Languages doesn't really matter. He'll speak common. Plus, he could do anything else that would fit him into your campaign. For this purposes of this build, I chose Draconic because it's a bit magical. And for his ability score increases, I put +1 intelligence and +1 constitution. Basically thinking that he's a bright kid who lives by his wits, and he's also healthy. Maybe he's got a good immune system from living in some dirty places. As bonus skill, I took sleight of hand. You know, you could do something else. You could do Arcana, but I couldn't justify Arcana in my mind. I thought sleight of hand, maybe he stole some food, or maybe he did a bit of pickpocketing to get by. And bonus feat, well, like if you wanted to optimize, Warcaster or Magical Initiate could be better, not better. But as a bonus feat, I chose the Observant. I was sort of thinking it fitted his backstory a bit better, and that his observation skills may have been why he was noticed and recruited as a mage. So anyway, Observant is quick to notice details. The intelligence boost is good. Being able to read lips and have a bit better passive wisdom and investigation scores is actually good. This might be how he uncovered some secrets and might make him an interesting villain. It might also be how he was discovered by the wizard that trained him. So for their ability scores, I chose these. I didn't want him to have any ability under 10 because I want him to be, I didn't want a flaw. And so there we are with that. Background is Urchin, taking the stealth skills. So once again, with this sleight of hand stealth, he's got a disguise kit and thieves tool. So even at this first level, he's a bit sneaky, and he's obviously, this disguise kit is sort of foreshadowing his polymorph spells and things like that. And the City Secrets ability might explain how he moves around the city more quickly than the players. Now, for his different characteristics, I thought, he's chaotic neutral. He's not an evil person. He's just a bit of an anarchist, I would say. And he is very blunt, and he's suspicious. Probably life on the street has helped him with that. He's up for change. He thinks change is good, and that will create equality, and that he has suffered in his life, so other people shouldn't suffer, especially the destitute, especially orphanages. And if he's outnumbered, he will run away. And I think this is interesting because he won't take a battle unless he thinks he'll win, and so you can this is good for a long-term enemy or villain who's going to only take battles that against the party that he knows he can win and outnumbers them, and then if the numbers fall against him, he will retreat and fight another day. For the first level, I nearly gave him one level of rogue, but then I thought against it. I just want access to the higher level wizard spells. This picture here is not Stormgar. This picture is the wizard that sort of brought him into the fold of wizardry and made him an apprentice. So he's brought in and he begins his study, and we have our first level of wizard. Skills in Arcana and Investigation, hit points 8. He gets 3 cantrips and 6 first level spells. So, as Stormgar is an NPC, I'll give him access to transmutation spells, and you basically as many transmutation spells as you can have, and choose some magical items for him, which I don't normally do when I'm doing PCs. I only got transmutation spells, so here we have mending, message, prestidigitation, sorry about that, catapult, expeditious retreat, featherfall, and jump. So at first level, he could be known as another name, something like Viridius or something like that. A player character might have studied with him. This is just as if you wanted to use him as a first level character in your campaign. You're probably going to use him later on when he gets a larger level, because higher level. It's unlikely that he would be related to one of the players because his family were killed, and this mentor mage who apprenticed Stormgar will be using them to use their mending and move earth and controlling water and all that sort of stuff to make money. And basically I like to play with this idea that the wizards are moving in on the businesses of non-magical workers like tailors and smiths, and that the non-magical people are powerless to stop it, and that might cause some conflict. So maybe we've got some sort of guild wizard clash with the merchants and the wizards and things like that. Maybe that's how the players first encounter Stormgar and on this particular world. You could also use this first level character as just one of Stormgar's apprentices, although you might want to change that and add some different things as well. But anyway, the character sheet is at this link, and I'll try to put that also into the description and share that sort of stuff with you. I hope you've liked this video. Sorry I haven't been speaking too well. I'm coming down with a cold, and it's a little bit difficult, but I wanted to get this video out. This will be the start of another playlist concentrating on a transmuter mage, focusing on all of the polymorph shape changing transmutation spells. So if you've got any ideas about spells and things like that, please leave a comment. If you want to get more involved in the community, I've got a couple of polls in there that you can answer. And anyway, that's enough from me for today. I'll see you in the next one. Bye for now.